Hi, welcome this evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm very excited to be here this evening, and I'm going to be joined by three brilliant artists that have been handpicked by our team at Dazed. First onto the stage, I'd like to welcome Jack Sachs. And Polly Nor. And Ellie Andrews. So just to give you a quick introduction, Jack is a 3D animator who trained in illustration at Camberwell, and he's worked with clients including MTV, Converse, ID, and NTS Radio. Polly graduated from Loughborough University, very close to where I grew up, and her clients include Bloomsbury and EMI Music. Ellie is a graphic artist who also trained at Camberwell, and her clients include Umbro, Nike, New York Times, and Vice. This evening we're going to do a 20-minute intro just so you can get a sense of the guys' work. We're also going to be showing their work on screens behind, so you can also cruise their Instagram accounts, Twitter, Facebook, whatever they're using. And then we're going to break out into some sessions on the tables, and each of our artists are going to chat through their work and answer any questions you may have. But just to deep dive into their work, I want to start by asking quite a difficult question, but it can only get easier from there. How would you describe your work in 3 words? Polly, do you want to kickstart?
Colourful, detailed, and relatable, hopefully.
Ellie?
My 3 words were emotive, tongue-in-cheek, and lively.
And I know Jack's been quite worried about this one.
I describe three-dimensional, because it's all three-dimensional, and bold and playful.
Amazing, thank you. I know that's very hard to do for your own work, but thank you. So just focusing on your working process, I'm always interested with how artists work and what their average day is like. So Jack, what's your working day look like normally?
Well, I try and go for an hour-long bike ride in the morning. Even though my studio is very close to where I live, I try and do a big lap around London just to, get some exercise, because you're sat down all day in the studio. And then, just try and work as hard as possible all day long.
And how about you, Polly?
I normally set my alarm clock for about 9 and snooze it until 11. Get up, go to the studio. I normally pencil, draw, and then over as quick as I can, I get the rest of it done. But yeah.
And Ellie, how do you spend your working day?
Yeah, kind of similar to Jack. I like to get out first thing in the morning. I like when you're feeling fresh. I'll go for a walk. I live in Deptford, just near to the Thames, so if it's a nice day, I'll go for a quick stroll around the block, and then really just crack on, get some coffee, and start drawing.
And do you enjoy working with other people? Do you collaborate with others, or do you tend to do your best work when you're on your own? Any of you?
I work in other people's studios quite a lot. I work with a production company called Blink Inc. in Soho, so I'm there quite a lot. And it's nice to have a change and work in different studios. It's nice. I have a studio with other creatives, so it's nice to be around people doing the same stuff.
Yeah, I normally work by myself, but I'm in a mixed studio with loads of other girls that do create stuff, so that's nice.
Yeah, I work from home, so I'm normally by myself, but I like to get out and interact as much with people that are like-minded as well. But generally, for me to produce my work, I like to be by myself so I can focus and not get too distracted in it.
And if we were to look at your studio workspace, what would it look like now? Are you quite tidy or messy? Do you have an inspiration wall? What kind of tools do you have on your desk?
Just a graphics tablet and a monitor. But I do try and keep some of my work. It's mainly lists, lots of lists. Some of my images. But it's quite tidy, I think.
Mine's quite messy, but I'm trying to be tidier. I think before my last exhibition, I just realised like loads of stuff I was meant to have up had like food marks over it or like creases in it. So trying to keep it in better order now.
Yeah, I work in my room, so it can sometimes get a little bit out of hand. But for me to like focus, I try and keep it as tidy as possible, so not too much chaos. But I mean, I've got I work mainly from my Mac, so I've got most of my stuff around me. I like to have like a work up on the wall that's not my own, just to kind of keep things fresh.
And where do your ideas and inspiration come from? Where do you look when you're feeling you're lacking inspiration? Where do you go to?
I guess it's a tough one. I'm on the computer a lot, so I guess I just look through the things that I've liked. Spend a lot of time on like blogs and stuff, and looking through books.
Do you have any favourite blogs that you'd like to share with?
You can ask me afterwards.
Yeah, kind of. I like screenshot things or note stuff down. So like whenever I'm in my studio and I can't think of anything to draw, I like go back and just kind of like start drawing it out. And some stuff works and some doesn't.
Yeah, I tend to like draw inspiration a lot from like just like finding things from like just walking around, out and about. I'll record that normally just on my phone, and then I'll come back to it later on. Like finding sort of like places that maybe aren't so desirable to other people, but are normally the things that kind of draw my attention.
And you all use Instagram. I like to think of Instagram as a digital shop window, and it's an amazing opportunity for artists and creatives to showcase their work. How has Instagram affected what you do? I noticed that all of you have Instagram, whereas only a few of you are using Twitter and Facebook. Jack, what role does Instagram play to you?
I guess it's sort of like a medium to get you, for people to find your work and direct them to your website. I think for me it's been really good. It's been really great for helping me get jobs. It's brought a lot of attention to my work and brought a lot of people to my website. I think quite a lot of art directors have found my work through Instagram, and Tumblr, but mainly Instagram.
And how do you think that discovery happens? Do you think that's through hashtags or like just general finding you through the suggested user page or?
I don't use hashtags on my images, but I don't know, just gets about, I guess.
Good stuff comes to the top. How has Instagram worked for you?
It's kind of like the only way people would ever see my work. So yeah, with everything I do, I'll put it up straight away. And yeah, I kind of use it to sell my work as well, because I focus on like selling my prints instead of getting commission work. So every time I've got like a new thing, I'll upload it, and that's the way I sell it.
I found Instagram's kind of allowed me to access, like a lot more in terms of reaching out to artists and people that sort of share similar interests, and that's something I really enjoy. But also, as Polly mentioned, I use it as a selling tool. I've recently made a few t-shirt designs, and I intended at the time to kind of build a shop on my website, which I still haven't bothered to do, but I've managed to kind of sell the whole stock through just posting a photo and people emailing me via that. So, and it's just like the easiest thing, which it works for me.
I think, like Ellie said, it's a really good way, apart from with clients, it's a really good way to connect you with other artists. Like, we all know each other's work through Instagram, and I know people's work from all around the world who just solely through Instagram, and I think it affects your work as well.
Yeah, I think from when I worked as an editor, when we were looking for artists, quite often I would spend Sunday evening looking through and screenshot people and then share it with my team rather than going to agents. Or I quite like the randomness of Instagram. You manage to find somebody you wouldn't normally expect to find, and sometimes that can be undiscovered talent that hasn't really worked with anyone before, and that's really important for what we do at Dazed. So yeah, it seems to be working for all of us. If you think back to the best advice you've been given, what advice would you give to yourself a few years ago when you were starting out? Jack?
Just to learn as many different ways of making images as possible. You know, have lots of different strings in your bow so that you can keep the one you enjoy most for yourself and make, you know, other things for other people in other ways.
Mine's to like get a website made and get a shop made and a way for people to be able to support you with your artwork, because often you're like a bit shy and don't really want to put it out there, but that's the only way you're really going to be able to do it and make a living out of it.
And how did you get a website made? Did you do that yourself?
Yeah,
or
it's just like a really simple cargo one.
It's taken me a long time to do mine. And how about you?
Yeah, I think my advice would be to just like, I don't know, take some value in your work and like don't undersell it when you're maybe negotiating like a price with clients. When you're fresh out of university, you might feel a little bit, I don't know, you might not have the confidence to kind of like, when it comes to reaching like a fee for your work, like actually say, you know, this is what my day fee is and that's what I'm going to stick to.
And so now we're going to move over to the tables, and the guys are going to be chatting through their work and open to any questions that you may have. Thank you.